Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one Ritzel at a time, back with Jonathan from Convoy Home Loans. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. You lost your partner in crime, Dustin. You had to go take care of some business, which is awesome. So we're going to get to talk about some new vocabulary for my audience. We're going to talk about bridge loans, loan to cost, rehabs, fix and flips, what makes a good loan. I'm going to share my thoughts on fix and flip in today's wacky market. But why don't we do some definitions? Why don't you first and foremost define what folks bridge loan is and how it's
Yeah.
used in the industry?
So, I mean, bridge is obviously, and if you imagine it, it's like a one place to another, right? It's an access point from one place to another. So that's exactly what the loan acts like as well. It allows for an acquisition or a refinance that's shorter term, one place to another. So usually these terms are, they're 6 month, 12-month, 18-month, 24-month, with
Okay.
the option to extend sometimes. But it allows someone to, let's say, if they're in a bind for time, if they have kind of like a dog that they're buying that they're wanting to fix and flip, or even just rehab to keep, it allows them to purchase that without having to go through a DSCR loan, which has all these requirements that the property has to be in good shape or
Yeah.
anything else. It allows you to kind of acquire it, and not have to worry about everything else. And with the idea, obviously, in the plan that you're either going to sell it later or refinance it into a long-term loan. Yeah.
Yeah. So from my standpoint, a bridge loan is short-term money. It's money used to turn kind of an ugly duckling into something. And then when it is something, you refi it into something else. Since it's a bridge, in my world, it's a bridge to permanent financing. The asset at point of purchase doesn't qualify. No one will finance it. You don't have the cash to get it done. Get a bridge loan, short term, obviously more expensive, but allows you to acquire, do the work, the value add, get it to a point where you can put it into permanent financing. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of these times, bridges are sometimes synonymous with hard money loans,
Sure.
because hard
Yeah.
money loans kind of like do the same thing, but sometimes the requirements are a little different. So, bridge is the more, I guess, kosher term for it.
Yeah, no, I think bridge is the right answer. And again, there are people looking for opportunity today, right? If you're on my channel, which I know you watch, I'm talking about 30 to 50% crash in transactions. I'm talking what that will ultimately lead to, probably as soon as September, is a lot more motivated sellers. Hey, because what's going to happen going forward, my opinion, is the perfect properties, they're going to go to FHA and VA buyers. I don't know your market at all, but that's going to be 10, maybe 20% of the market. That's going to leave a lot of, anything from out of date and old to uninhabitable and destroyed. That's a big range. And there are going to be investors that move in and need this kind of lending. I just want to have an honest discussion with people looking at that. If you've been doing that kind of flipping the last couple of years, it was easy money, cake. I want to tell you right here, right now, adjust your ARV after repair value, increase your hold times, increase your repair numbers, and buy better. There are lots of people playing in this game who could benefit from bridge debt that are overpaying today. So please realize the market is changing. Realize you have to buy better or you're going to lose your ass. So that's my thought on this.
No, 100%. I mean, and there's always going to be someone willing to lend you money, right? Even if it's a bad deal, right?
Can happen, yeah.
So a big thing right now, especially in this kind of declining market we're entering, a lot of clients that had done, hard money or bridge, like you said, bought on kind of a premium, and they're trying to flip it for even more of a premium, are having a hard time selling. And those people are coming back and being like, oh, now I need a refi to keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops.
Yeah. So that in itself is kind of like, oh shoot, that's probably like a bad deal. But
it's if you buy a flip and you have to end up holding it, it's going to be an alligator best case. It's not going to be a fun hold.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you have something that you're buying way below market and you already know the ARV, right? Because the ARV is the most important part when you're entering into a bridge, right? Having a plan.
Correct.
What is the actual after repair value of this property compared to comparables in the area that are of the quality that you want the property to be? Whether you're going to add extra bedrooms, bathrooms, an ADU, another unit, whatever it is, compare it to those types of properties. Don't make it like, oh, my property is going to be like a million times better than this other person's property. It's no, you have to, because like kind is very important when you're doing appraisals and valuations. It doesn't matter what you think it's worth. If the appraiser is like, it's not worth that much, then you just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
right.
I
So
totally agree.
it's very important to know what the ARV is. And then a big thing in bridges, going to definition side is loan to cost.
Okay,
Right.
tell us about that. What is a loan to cost? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, loan to cost is a terminology used very, very often in the bridge fix and flip rehab world. So basically it's loan amount divided by, let's say, the cost of the project. So it's always going to be it's kind of interesting because when you're talking about loan to cost on a bridge fix and flip rehab, it allows you to kind of borrow more than you actually would, think you would be able to. So for example, let's say you have a property, you're buying it for like 100 grand, like 100 grand, just easy numbers.
Sure.
And then let's say for rehab, you want to do, you need like 30 grand.
Okay.
Right. So you're doing 100 grand on the purchase price, 30 grand on the rehab.
Okay.
What having loan to cost kind of factored into, and also having kind of everything in a bridge and rehab kind of, financing all the costs of the rehab in, if you're allowed to do that, because the ARV, let's say, is worth 225 or 250.
Okay.
Right. Now, there's a lot of room in between what you're buying it for versus what the ARV is.
Correct.
So if you're buying for 100, let's say, for example, a lot of lenders right now that we have will allow for between an 85% and a 90% loan to cost. That means that your loan going in to purchase the property, your first loan is going to be 90,000.
Got it. Okay.
On the purchase side. And then you finance the 30,000 on top.
And that's paid out in draws as the project progresses.
Correct. So now your total loan purchasing this $100,000 property is 120.
Correct. Okay.
So you're paying on the 120, but then the ARV is 250, let's say. So now you have a bunch of equity. So that works.
Yeah.
The maximum loan to value based on ARV for most lenders is going to be between 70 to 75%.
So let me talk about that right now, because there's a lot of people that got in the fix and flip game and got lazy and started buying 70% of ARV, and that's an inflated ARV. Let me just say right here, right now, if you're not buying at 60% of ARV or lower, you're going to lose money. You're just going to lose money most of the time. So buy better, buy at a bigger discount, do your job.
Yeah. But this allows you to kind of leverage more, right? But that's also the problem, because it allows you to leverage so much more. A lot of people are kind of over leveraged. And that's what's kind of causing this, like, I think, a little lull of like, oh, I got to sell, but I can't sell at this price that I wanted. Now another price reduction, now another price reduction. And now we're at the price where I have to make a bare minimum of like 20 grand. And you did all this work to make 20 grand.
Yeah. And every month that goes by, that 20 grand's going to 18 and 16 and 14 and 12. Yeah, folks, buy better or you're going to get got. This market is slow down, transactions crashing. I would flip to FHA and VA buyers below the median. Be safe, be smart. You can do it. If you watch my channel, I have plenty of experts that flip. Plenty of them make 7 figures a year flipping. All of them have said tighter buy boxes, closer to home, lower purchase price. So be safe out there. But if somebody wanted to reach out to you and understand bridge how they can use it, because again, there are deals that make sense. How do you want them to reach out?
Email private client at convoyhomeloans.com, and Dustin or myself, imaginary Dustin or myself, will reach out. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very popular right now. But again, you really need to have the right consultation going into it, or else you're going to end up with a bad deal in your hands. Yeah, these guys have proven, Convoy Home Loans have proven to take ORAT family and ask them questions, make sure you're not going to get got, which I greatly appreciate. So again, private client at convoyhomeloans.com. If you found a deal that makes sense and a bridge loan made sense, reach out to them, see what's what. Thank you very much for your time, Jonathan. Have a wonderful week. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
All right.